that's what they're going to do, because some of them still want to be involved. So I don't want to leave them out. So just looking at 3 of my civic leagues who were led, and because of family situations, they had to step down. And of course, there aren't people willing to step up. So I'm inviting them to nearby civic league, because I see all of us as being one. So we're all going to prosper in Ward 3 and civic leagues without the city. So they just have been attending some of the other civic leagues because they want to be involved. They want to be informed. They just don't want to lead because they've been doing it for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I understand that one real well. But yeah, we're just noticing it that, like Oakdale, they lost theirs for a while and almost lost their civic league. And just, all the civic leagues are struggling. So it's like, what is kind of everybody else doing on that struggle to try to maintain?
So also what I did in February with my community neighborhood development specialists, I did a mini retreat with them, and the focus was just on civic leagues. It was on civic leagues, community, how could we better communicate within neighborhoods, because everybody, I think Jackie also mentioned that everybody isn't online. So how do we meet and get information to those persons who aren't online? It's something that we've discussed as far as city council, and I've been saying it for 5 years. You have to understand that everybody isn't online. So the question then becomes, how do we communicate with them? And this is not just a Norfolk issue, it is nationwide. Going to the National League of Cities, it was a discussion there about how do we communicate in our community to the persons who really need the information and the resources, and that the civic leagues need help. So we're looking at trying to figure out different ways how we could address that. So the mini retreat for me with the neighborhood specialists was just to get their ideas, suggestions, and recommendation. And what we're going to do is, as soon as COVID-19 is over, we'll reconvene to see exactly what they found out from the civic leagues. What could we do? I suggest we have to go back to old school as well, and you have to be boots on the ground. Some civic leagues still have newsletters, they pass out flyers, but of course you have to have a distribution team to do that. So
yeah, we do physical, we do a newsletter, and of course here recently we've been recording to YouTube, but we're of course in Crossroad Rec Center. That building's a bunker. We can't actually get even a cell phone signal inside the thing. So if we wanted to do a live broadcast, we can't, because we have no access to their internet, which we don't even understand why we couldn't get on the nights we need it so we could live broadcast, which we've been asked by many of our people inside our civic league to be able to do, and we just can't do it because our building is a bunker. And me, who's got all the toys, I'm nearly parking my car outside of a window so I can hotspot to my car, which would then allow me to actually transmit. And me, I run around with a 360 camera all the time, so I got those toys.
Well, I think the more we do things like this, maybe just putting our heads together, and like Councilwoman Johnson said, even sharing space. I mean, I think we're doing a service to each other if we're just doing those things.
Anyone doing a civic league to meet this.
Yeah. So somebody joined us. First off, Jenny, welcome. Jamaica, welcome. Nikki, hello. Miss Noreen, hello. And then somebody just joined us from the last four, 0599. I don't know who it is, but I'm just welcoming you. If you could put who you are in the chat box, or you come off mute and just let us know who you are, and then we'll get this party started. Hold on. I'm going to unmute you, 757-404-0599, so you can just at least give us your name real quick.
Okay, I'm Janice Foreman. I'm Mary Babcock neighbor.
Oh, hi, Miss Candace.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Is that Candace with the C?
No, Janice, Janice.
See, there you go. Get me right, Miss Janice. Get me right.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you.
I'll mute you. Okay. Listen, what I adore right now is that, oh, Jeannie, I didn't even see you. I had a box up in front of your name. So we've got, how many different civic leagues do we have here? We've got Ballentine, we've got Lindenwood, Broad Park, Cottage Heights. Azalea Acres. Hold on.
Crossroads.
You know what? For capturing data, because I love to capture data, right? Type it in the chat box. Tell us who's all here. If you're type in the chat box what civic league you're with. If you're not with a civic league, what civic league would you be with? That's the question. Type it in the chat box.
We got someone from Ward's Corner, Jackie.
Yeah, look, that's Miss Jenny over there in the corner.
Mamie was talking about getting together with the old school. The nice thing about this Zoom is people can dial in by phone.
Yeah.
Look at us. We're deep, and I am so grateful, Rachel. So grateful to see your name. Haven't seen. Oh. I got somebody in the waiting room. We brought them in. There we go. So grateful to see your name. And then who do we have just join us? Last four, 1648. You can come off mute. Actually, I'm going to pull you off mute real quick. And you can tell us who you are. Who do we have just join us? Last four, 1648.
Hi there. I've been trying to get in there for 15 minutes. Keeps knocking me out.
Oh, no. We need you.
Yeah.
I've got
Anyway, here I am.
I know that name. Or that voice. That voice.
I bet you do. Very, quite contrary, and not
How
happy
does
with
your
being
garden
kicked.
grow?
Yeah. So how goes it?
We're just getting started. We were typing in the chat box all the different civic leagues we've got here. We've got Ward's Corner, we've got Ballentine, we've got Azalea Acres / Lakes, we've got Lindenwood, and we've got a whole council person with us too. So I'd say Broad Creek too. Can we?
Wow. Wow.
I don't know where Delco is,
civic.
but yeah, we got a whole civic league. So first off, thank you everybody who took the time to come on in and join us. This was really important that we took a moment to just connect. Really, we are, as people keep saying, I don't even want to hear it again, charting new territory. I'm so tired of hearing that. I think we done charted for a whole month and we got a little bit of a map and we're ready to go. So.
Hey, Jackie.
Yes, sir.
Quick one. I am fully recording this, so you'll have a hard copy record.
Okay, I'm recording too, but I appreciate it. Look, you see, I got me in here backup. I used to virtually train, so we don't play that. So thank you for being the backup to the backup to the backup.
Yeah, because I'm going to also post this our Civic League pages and our stuff too, so we cover our side of the city.
Okay.
So, that is so cool.
We're doing it. We're doing this. So what I want to do, because I will be very respectful of you guys' time, because that's one thing that that's really important to us as a civic league, is that we don't take what we don't have, because we know you have a whole life after this. But I'd love to take a moment just to get a snapshot. There's faces and names that I haven't seen before, and maybe some folks don't know. So if you could take a moment, I'm gonna just do it by order on the list. Just tell us your name and what's a good question? I had one, but then I didn't want to. We'll do it something simple. What's your name and your favorite color? That's easy, right? We could do that. Everybody's got a favorite color. Okay, so I'm gonna start at the top with Jenny. Come on, Jenny.
Hey, I am Dr. Jenny Goff, and I guess my favorite color would be orange.
Ooh. Jamaica. Where's she at?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute it. Hi, my name is Jamaica Hargett, and my favorite color is purple.
Ooh.
Wow.
Royalty. Nikki Southall.
Oh, I had to unmute myself. Hey. So I'm going to cheat because my favorite color is always orange and blue for VSU. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's
Too.
Lori's colors.
That's true, but we're going to still say Virginia State today.
We'll say Maury today.
I got you.
Rachel Watson.
I'm still muted. Hi, I'm Rachel Watson. My favorite color is also purple.
Purple again.
Yay, Rachel, purple buddy.
And Rachel's right around the block from you, Jamaica. So you guys, she's an NPS educator as well. Too. So next, Raven.
Hey everybody, this is Raven. And also, my favorite color is orange, which is weird because I've never met so many people whose favorite color is orange until tonight. So,
Oh,
Cool.
found you some orange buddies today. How about, let me make sure I got everybody in here. My thing moved. All right, so we got Rachel, Raven, Kathy, Miss Kathy. I'm gonna unmute you, Miss Kathy.
Kathy Wallace, and my favorite color is green.
Green. You got to be green. Green. You know that the whiz, man. Miss Janice. Across the way from Miss Mary. I'm gonna unmute you. What's your favorite color, Miss Janice?
Okay, my favorite color, I'm Janice Foreman. My favorite color is purple.
Oh my goodness. Okay, purple. Purple's killing it today. Mr. Maurice, Pastor Maurice.
Yes, this is Maurice Moore, and my favorite color is blue.
Blue. You seem like a blue guy. A dark shade or a light shade of blue. What were we going for there?
I like them both.
Okay, all the blues on the spectrum. Miss Noreen, what's your favorite color?
This is Noreen Washington. My favorite color is green.
Ooh, Miss Noreen, I knew that. Can I say this? Miss Noreen used to live right up the block from us in the neighborhood. She has since moved away, but she's still on our email list. So I suspect she's out of state, but she's right here with us today.
Good.
Let me go back up to the top of the list. All right, Councilwoman Johnson.
Hi, everybody. Jackie, thank you for inviting me. So I'm Councilwoman Mamie Johnson. And my favorite color, to be honest with you, I love all the colors. I've always been that way. I think it has something to do with the crayons because I love to color and yeah, I like to color. So all the colors, but initially I started off liking blue.
Okay, blue. Well, I'm glad you picked one. I was gonna say, crayon to your hand. You can only color with one color. What color are you picking? You picking blue?
Blue.
Okay. Gary done went
I'm
outside.
my color is actually army tartan.
Oh, okay. Very specific.
Yeah, I wear a kilt, so yes, I have an army tartan kilt and a black watch kilt.
Oh, I love it. Okay. You're sure. You seem very sure. Very, very to the point. Mary.
Oh, yeah. That's that military profiler thing. I'm actually a doctor of psychiatry and psychology. I was a profiler for the government.
Oh, wow. See, told y'all, specific people like y'all be safe around Gary. Miss Mary Babcock, what is your favorite color?
Oh, I think probably red. Thank you.
Red. Oh, red. Tense, intense. Miss Val, what's your favorite color?
Hi, this is Val. My favorite color would be fuchsia or hot pink. You know, those two colors are kind of close together there. Fuchsia or hot pink.
You know, Miss Val, I don't know if you can see, it's a lot of little smiles going on the face because that fuchsia hot pink says something.
I know.
Barb James.
I'm going to have to go with blue.
You'll have to go with blue. How about your citizen next to you?
My citizen next to me.
I'm going to go with the whole rainbow.
See, yay! Okay, I'll take it. Where am I at? Del Coleman.
Hey everybody, I'm Del Coolman. I work with neighborhood development. My favorite color is also orange.
What is this? Hello, Jenny, Del, Raven.
Yeah, I haven't heard so many oranges.
I think that says something about this group.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How about Jeannie from Lindenwood? I'm gonna unmute you, Jeannie.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My favorite color is red.
Red.
Hi,
Jeannie.
Hey.
Red. Okay, red. And then what do we got? All right, and then me. So my favorite color is green.
Okay.
I love green. So the thing about it is two of you guys said the rainbow, but here's the deal is when we come together, no matter our favorite color, creed, our address, or anything, we can make something beautiful.
Exactly.
And so if we put all this orange and this purple and this red and fuchsia, and tell me that green again, Gary?
Army tartan.
Army tartan green? We are.
Army tartan is literally like a black watch tartan. It's an army. It's a specific tartan color for the U.S. Army.
I believe you.
If you look at my profile picture, the mask I'm wearing in that picture is the Army tartan.
You know what, Gary? I'm gonna find you. We're gonna be friends. I'm gonna be green. You're gonna be Army tartan green. But the thing about it is that we're here. We're a beautiful blend of people. We all have different lived experience, but we live in Norfolk, and hopefully we're able to be a service to each other in this space and place, even after COVID. So what I want to do first is I want to pass the torch. Actually, we usually start with having our CRO give a little community stats, and for most of you guys don't know, well, if you don't know, most of the CROs have been dispatched to patrol. So they aren't really able to be in these spaces. I talked with our CRO. He said he would get us some just stats when he was able to, but priority number one is to be on patrol. So if you haven't heard from your CRO or touch base, that's kind of what they're doing. Then we would say we got a speaker. That's what we do next. And I'm going to toss the floor to Councilwoman Johnson just to give us a little, pull it together, any resources, anything that you got.
So Jackie, when you were talking about your stats for your neighborhood, I think many of the civic leagues already know you can pull it up online. Mm-hmm. It's good to have the CRO because he or she is your your boots on the ground. Um, I'm looking at Gary.
I know he showed his
what is it, tart green or something like
Army
that?
tartan, Mamie, Army tartan.
Army tartan. Okay, I got it. Army tartan. So, but you can still pull up the data, you know, online to see what your crime statistics and what's happening in your neighborhood. But one of the things I really want to say is thank you to all of you who continue to be involved in your civic league. It is greatly appreciated, because without you, I consider you our boots on the ground. No one knows your community better than you do. And I often tell people that when there's a situation in your neighborhood or you have a concern, suggestions or ideas, let us know. Don't hold it. So I got to tell you this funny story. I was at a meeting, and one of the residents there, and he was shooting out all of these concerns that he had. And so finally I said, well, how long have you had these concerns? Oh, I've had them a long time, maybe 6 months to a year. I'm like, no, please don't do that. Don't hold anything that you want the city to know or that you want your council person to know. Get it to us so that we can start working on it and get things done. I know that most of you had questions about bulk pickup and a waste. I don't know how many of you are online, but you can still put it in. Our biggest concern with the bulk pickup, it depends on what it is, because sometimes things such as furniture, large items that are considered bulk can be dangerous. And so while we're still picking up trash, we're still trying to pick up some yard waste, especially with the storm the other day. We have to keep our people safe as well. So we're trying to do the best that we can. And I'm not sure whether you are aware of it, but some of the stations where you can drop things off, their hours have changed. So even with their hours changing, it makes it difficult for the city to be able to take things there, as well as our citizens. Each evening on my Facebook page, I post the city manager's report. That's a daily update for all of our citizens in the city of Norfolk. And there's some really important information that I post every single evening on my Facebook page. Some of the things that I see, if there are areas that you're just so happening to drive by, like today I was out. I think this is my first time out since a month. So I did pretty good, but it was also my opportunity to take pictures in my neighborhood and then just send it off. Because again, nobody can see what's going on in your neighborhood if you don't report it. So I would strongly encourage you to report it. Concerns for senior citizens. I love my senior citizens. So I do trial runs for them. Toilet paper is the big thing. And although people don't understand the importance of the toilet paper issue, think of it this way: as a senior citizen, and some of our senior citizens have been living a very long time. So a lot of them grew up during World War II. Some of them survived some of the deadliest diseases in America. And so in their minds, they don't have, at that time, they didn't have the things that we have now. So for them, toilet paper is really important. And although if I can drop them off a 24 pack of toilet paper, and this was one of the staff workers in the city, she dropped off a 24 roll of toilet paper to her neighbor, and her neighbor still did not feel safe enough even to have 24 rolls in a pack. So be patient with our senior citizen. It's a new day and age for them, just like it is for us, but they've been through a lot. They've seen a lot. And they're very proud of who they are, that they survived the past, and now they're dealing with something new. So just check on them and see how things are going. The other thing I would say, are there any other questions that you may have as far as resources, available resources, census? Please fill out the census, whether you received it in the mail or online. The May 5th election, I know that most of you are aware that the governor has put in his package to the assembly that we move our elections back to November. That has a huge impact on all of us, because what will happen is, and I want you to know, to be very honest with you, with the election, and so it is the General Assembly's decision, but the governor has made that request for, I think there are 7 localities in the Hampton Roads area where their elections do appear on May 5th. A lot of money has been invested to see the election go forward for May 5th. But most of us are encouraging voting online or by mail because we want to keep everybody safe. I'm sure you are aware of what happened in Wisconsin. We're not looking for that to happen here, but please encourage your family and your friends to do the absentee voting, which is scheduled for May 5th. The decision from the General Assembly will come down on May 23rd. They will be back in Richmond on April 22nd. April 22nd, and the decision should roundabout that, within that 1 or 2 days of them getting back, which it is said April 23rd, the decision will be made. So we will know where we stand with the May 5th election. What that means for us and Hampton Roads, other cities that have the May 5th election, it will mean that should the decision come down for November, that means all the election, city council, school board, the presidency, and any referendums and everything would happen during the November election. So that's big for us because we're not used to voting for so many different voting opportunities at one time. For other cities, they're used to it because we do have Hampton Roads cities. Virginia Beach and Chesapeake, if I'm not mistaken, have theirs in November. So they take care of everything dealing with elections in November. So please encourage everybody, get the census out. I'm trying to figure out a way how we could do a better job in Ward 3, as well as with the city with this census. It is all about money and resources. We have to get counted. Children are the #1 category that is often missed or not counted. And of course, our children are the most vulnerable other than our senior citizens, and they're not being counted. So we need to do better with our children. Yeah. So, but if there are other questions, I'd be more than happy to ask them. Jackie, I hope I didn't take too long.
Oh, no, you're fine. Any other questions? Because I don't have a question. I have a statement.
This is Gary. What about putting dumpsters out at like the various parks? You know, the big 20-foot or 30-foot dumpsters that people could then take their stuff there, and it's a matter of roll on, roll off, and take it out, and it only requires one person. TFC uses them all the time.
Right. So Jack, I'm sorry. So Gary, we have been talking about the dumpsters, rolling the dumpsters out, and trying to find out exactly where the locations would be so that everybody would have opportunity to go to the dumpster on a regular and frequent basis. So I've divided, well, for me, what works for me, the city into quadrants. And for me, there are certain locations around the city that I know if I strategically place something there, then every citizen has an opportunity to attend. If I'm having a citywide meeting, if I strategically place it in these 4 quadrants, everybody has an opportunity. So the city manager and Team Norfolk are looking at possible locations, but he has not made that decision yet, Gary. So thank you for the suggestion.
Suggestion would be the parks or schools, you know, because they do have large parking lots.
Okay.
Second thing, as you deal in education and that, Crossroads, the school lunch programs, and we hear this on our next door constantly, which I get beat up constantly over because I'm an admin for it. The kids getting food. If we don't have transportation, the kids in Crossroads don't get it because basically we're in the no-no section of Norfolk, and it's Ocean Airs, Norview, or somewhere in East Beach to be able to get food for the kids.
Okay. So that's a good question, Gary. So when I feed the hungry, again, what I do is for Ward 3, I use the schools as the pickup point and get the buses to bring them to wherever I am. So let's just say if I chose Richard Bowling Elementary School, which I have used to feed the entire Ward 3 family. What I did was to strategically have the schools as the pickup and drop off, because everybody knows where the schools are. So I didn't have to worry about doing a massive bus route and people trying to figure out how they could be picked up and things like that. So I use the school. So I made note of that, Gary.
What I'm talking about specifically, Mamie, is the grab and go. What's going on right now? The kids are not getting fed here in Crossroads.
Right, and I made a note of that because you're saying, and that was a part of the discussion too. Children, if we're depending on where the pickup is, some children are only used to going to certain places and they have to have a bus. So I made note of that, Gary.
Well,
And
grab and go is where you take your kid and go to the school and pick up the lunch. Well, we have a lot of people who don't drive here in our area.
Right.
So their kid they can walk to the schools, but they can't drive to, Ocean Lakes or East Ocean View or Norview to get that meal, because a good example, you have to come with your child. You can't get a neighbor to go and, and things. And personally, in this social distancing and staying at home, I probably wouldn't be willing to give my kid to a neighbor to go take down there because, hey, I don't know if the neighbor's being safe.
So if there is, if there's a difficult time getting to Crossroads School, what would be the next location that parents could possibly get to?
Crossroads Elementary or Tarleton are the two schools in this area that people are more closer to.
Okay.
Crossroads doesn't have a lunch program, so that won't have
Right. They don't have a grab and go program there at all. So the kids are not getting fed in this area.
Right. And that's what we need to hear from you in the community, because Norfolk Public Schools did the designations for where the pickup, along with in partnership with the food bank. So I made note of that, Gary. So thank you.
A lot of people have suggested is load up some of the food on a bus and bring the bus up to Crossroads.
Okay.
You can tell my background is logistics, right?
All right. Does anybody else have any other questions? I'll give you a chance to come off mute or type it in the chat box while you're. I'll just, while if someone's coming off mute, I'll make a comment. So for absentee voting, I was gonna write a note to the registrar, but when you're trying to fill out for your absentee ballot, it doesn't ask you until you get to like the 4th page if you need assistance with getting your ballot. So like if I was illiterate, because we have those people, or I needed support even getting the online thing done, it doesn't ask me until the 4th page if I need help. So I think that's like a question that should probably be out front so that it'll trigger whatever, whatever people need.
Okay.
And then you made a good point. I just wanted a copy on top of, I don't know if you guys picked up, but Councilwoman Johnson said she was out taking pictures. If you don't have the My Norfolk app, you should get it. If you got a smartphone, you should get it. It makes the reporting things pretty easy. I think I did 3 trouble tickets one day and got an answer back within that week. So I did them on a Friday evening, and then by Tuesday, one of them was fixed. The other one and the other 2 I gotten phone calls on. So the My Norfolk app works pretty efficiently. I'm going to type that in the chat box if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. It's where you can put in trouble tickets. You can get information about the city. Like it's a whole shebang that right in your I put my Noro that you can have in your back pocket.
Mamie, you brought up and asked something about 2020. The other thing would be suggesting to get the information out is use the Norfolk alert system that sends text messages to everybody's phone.
So Gary, I'm glad that you mentioned that. The emergency preparedness, Jim Raddick, he has a group of community leaders, and I sit on that board. And one of the priorities that if the civic leagues could really help us with, because I'm going to put it out to Ward 3 league leaders, is that if possible, we need to get our senior citizens registered for the alert system, because the alert system works online. It can come to your cell phone. It can also come to your home phone. So that's a wonderful way of keeping our senior citizens updated, and as well as all of our citizens. And they're not registered for the alert system. I also want to say that if you ever notice when you go into the emergency room of hospitals, and it's probably overlooked, there is a form there where people can fill out, and they are put into a registry. So when we have a disaster, the Team Norfolk, the entire team will reach out to those people. And if they need assistance, if it's a flood situation, then we can deploy people out to assist them so that they can be safe. So please encourage people to sign up for the alert system, because we can come to your rescue if needed, especially when there's a disaster. Spartan Village over here near Norfolk State University, that is a flood zone. And so the water gets as high as the knee. And so trying to get some of the citizens from the residents from that community, we did get some of them to register for the alert system. And Team Norfolk deployed the public works team with the large trucks that sit up very high. And they actually went into the neighborhood to help the residents out with whatever they needed, as well as to assist them to drop their cars off at a garage downtown Norfolk and transport them back home.
So
Mamie, you said there's a form. How about getting that form out to all of us so we can include it to our newsletters?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. I'll go and make a contact with someone at the hospital, because I've seen it and we've talked about it, but most people don't realize it. It's to get you registered. Yeah.
And last question, the other question is, Barb's asked, how can you register a landline for the broadcast system? Is that the same way you register any other number? How do you do a landline for the broadcast?
For the alert system?
Yes.
Yeah, you fill out the form, and where they say, phone call, it's gonna automatically call you, because when I had a landline, it would automatically call my landline and my council phone and my personal phone. So I registered everything.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with the form though. Where do I get that? Where do I get that form, or where can I download that form to give to my residents in this area?
I don't know where the form is located online. I've seen it in hospitals, but Gary suggested, and I'll get it out to you.
Okay.
I'll send it to Jackie, and
Yes,
Jackie,
please.
if you're willing to get it to everybody who's online with us tonight, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, so we've got 15 minutes and we're gonna get to rocking and rolling. If there are no other questions, comments, or concerns, I'm gonna go through some.
Hold on a second, Amy. The other place you could actually put that out, as a council person, you could broadcast that out on all of Next Door. Have Andrew Cooper broadcast that out.
Okay.
Ms. Mary, were you gonna say something?
Nope.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna switch screens. I'm gonna do our last biting stuff, and then Delk, I'll kick it over to you if you have any additions, corrections, anything. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Okay. All right, so first, I have this number, 3050. Does anybody know it? 3350. Anybody know what that means? No, I bet you don't. 3350. No?
My eyesight.
Your eyesight? All right.
I think I have an idea, Jackie.
I know you have an idea because you talked to me. So 33 is actually the Ballentine Place census tract. And we're coupled with Estabrook and Coleman Place. So for you Ballentine folks on there, that's important because you can check where our neighborhood is on the census tract. We are at 50%. self-reporting, if I said that correctly, right? Delk, 50% self-reporting. We have this lofty goal. We talked about this as a board, that we'd love to make it our mission to get our neighborhood, you know, we want to be at 100%, but we want to get as close as that we can. So we're at 50%. The census, I think, got our ability to hand in the census got shifted all the way to, I think, October 31st, if I'm correct, right? We're at about, instead of August. It is a matter of us as Ballentine Place. I'm going to connect with Ms. Carol over at Estabrook and Mr. Fred and them together to try to see what we can do as a community to really get our census numbers up. But we're at 50%, and I am hoping by the time we talk next month, if it's virtually or in face-to-face, that we're at least 10% better. So I will be.
Those numbers from, Jackie?
Say again?
Where did you get those numbers from?
So you can get them right from the census website, right? What I'll do is I'll forward you, if you type in your email in the chat box, I can forward you the links that Delk sent me to where you can go and you can get all that information. We can pull it ourselves. Right? So 3350, we want that to be 3360 next month. 70, 80, 90, that gets us real close. So if you haven't done your census, that's all I got to say. If you're, I'm pointing at you real hard, get it done. But reach out to your neighbors and see if they can, if they've gotten it done too, while you're pulling in the trash cans or whatever. Next slide. This is really important. So I don't know if you guys know this. Jenny's here with us, and I'm gonna give her a chance to say something. But for probably 3 months, 2-3 months, we've been going back and forth about getting a partnership with Reach. That's Reading Enriches. Wait, am I saying that right? Reading Enriches All Children. Yes, I did say it right. So with how we can build this partnership, and our board was really intentional about understanding that we want to support children, but we also want to be cognizant that we have seniors in the community. So I'm going to shout out Miss Dorothy, who was in here, who was like, I know kids read, but seniors read too. So this week, Jenny Goff, the executive director of Reach here in our area, gave us over almost $2,000 worth of literacy and love in books and to give out to the little citizens in the neighborhood. She even gave us crossword puzzles and Sudoku for the elderly folks. And can I tell you, I gave that to an elderly woman on the block, and she's like, oh my God, puzzles, oh my God, this is, do you see this stack? So Jenny, it was a good look. And I'd like you maybe to unmute yourself and just tell folks a little bit about what you guys do. And then I'm gonna say, yeah, we need to support this group. Go ahead, Jenny.
So hey guys, I am Jenny. I run Reach. I've been with the org for about 3 years now. We promote literacy for children throughout coastal Virginia. We've been around since 1998. I did hear that there are some teachers on here you had already mentioned, but one of our major programs is supporting our educators, and that's our Growing Readers program. So the educators on here, if you want to send me an email, I'll put my email address on here, but we make sure that you have all the resources that you need in your classroom so you don't go broke trying to help our babies. But the thing that we have done with Jackie is what we're calling Reach resource packs that are going out. We know that 30% of our community is at or below the poverty line, and 60% of them do not have access to internet. I personally mentor some kids that have a 74-year-old grandmother they live with, and she just doesn't understand or know how to navigate the online system yet. And there's one computer in the home with 4 kids. So it can be very challenging for people to kind of take on that education role at home. So what we're trying to do is make sure that kids have access and ownership to books. We distribute books throughout the area. We've done about 40,000 books last year. We'll do about 60,000 this year. And the big thing is that we don't put a cost on this for our receivers. We always are seeking grants and individual support to keep this going. If you have free little libraries in your community, we're going around putting books in them based off of what we find online on the registered piece, as well as we typically had books in some of the rec centers throughout Norfolk, as well as other open spaces. But the big thing that we do is just making sure that kids get to keep these books, because we know that the only thing that really predicts a kid's literacy later on in life is the number of books in the home. So it's not saying that books in the home means that kids are going to read, but it's kind of like food. Many of us probably don't cook every single night, even though we have ingredients, but we have the opportunity to eat. But it's the same with books. Having books in the home gives children the opportunity, and it makes books less of a like china. You can't touch it, don't break it, don't rip it. But that is kind of us in a nutshell. And so if you know children in your community that are in need, we are putting together these care packs, and we'll be launching a full-blown initiative to make sure that kids have access to books here very soon. So thank you.
Jenny did more than that. She gave us crayons. She gave us activity packs for the kids to paint with. I mean, it was a lot. You really were trying to make sure they had books and more. So let's not undersell what it is that we're doing. So I personally am so grateful, and I'm looking forward to going online and getting my donation, because I think our community is so grateful, and I'm sure you'll get some pictures from some little citizens here pretty soon. All right, last but not least, I am so excited about this. I won't say my neighbor, but we have a lot of Maury students in our area. Granted,
yay,
Maury! We have, to be quite honest, we've got scholars that go to Booker T, we've got Maury, we've got Norview. But as you know, Maury did the thing with the thing, and one of the citizens across the street from me, Jaden, I mean, just a phenomenal young man. When he was on his way to get his ring with his mama, who's on the line right now. It's just good to see that, one, they achieved this very big thing. Jaden's a sophomore, playing varsity, by the way. But I just wanted to, we're trying to, again, as a community, make sure that we're touching to the sidewalks, right? So this guy walks on our sidewalks all the time, and I just wanted to take up some space to say congratulations to Jaden and to—
Yay, Jaden! Congratulations! Woo woo! Maury!
Granted, his mom said she sat in her car for 2 hours just to get this, right? Just to pick this up, because they could only go in one at a time, and they had to inch their way in their cars for 2 hours. So we're proud of Mama too, for her patience with her little piece of the sun. But more of this. So if you guys in the community have someone that is doing great things, please send us a picture, and so we can get it on our Facebook page and shout them out. I'm going to do this while Miss Noreen is on the line. Even though she's not here, we didn't get a chance to shout her. Miss Noreen, I'm not going to tell your age. Miss Noreen is older. Miss Noreen decided to go back to, she's seasoned, excuse me. She went back to college, and she was working very diligently towards learning sign language. So she was learning a new language, and it was a beautiful thing. She taught me something. I enjoyed doing homework with her, but I don't know, I'm just proud of her, and I love you, Miss Noreen, and the community loves you and supports you as you continue your journey as a lifelong learner. Boom.
Woo!
So I'm gonna stop sharing and bring it back in. I see Matt just joined us. I don't know. Hi, Matt. But Jenny, Jamaica said I delivered books today, and she was actually happy. And she took some She got a little, didn't you get a little crossroad too? So it's nice to get a little break from the web. Anybody have anything else that's good for the order? I ain't gonna keep you past this, past 8-00001. Any exemptions? Delk, do you want to give anything you want to put out there before we
I think, yeah, I think you guys hit on the major things that I wanted to share. Of course, you talked about My Norfolk, and I just would like to highlight that. Please encourage, if you're not already using My Norfolk, please consider downloading it. If you have any neighbors or Civic League members that haven't yet used My Norfolk, please ask them to consider downloading that as well. Norfolk Cares is doing their best to work remotely, and so that's different for them as well. But they are, they have a lot of call volume, so things are a little bit slower. So if at all possible, the most traffic we can get to the My Norfolk app now that we have it would be very helpful, and also alleviate wait times for all of our residents calling in. And then of course the census, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I don't think we can underscore it enough that this is the first year you can fill the census out online. So, even with this, this new normal, you're still able to fill the census. It really takes about 10 minutes. And if that figure hasn't been told enough, every person the city of Norfolk gets counted, accounts for $20,000 and $20,200 over the course of the census. And that's funding we get for those things that Councilwoman Johnson and Jackie referenced. So that's really, really important. But otherwise, if you're not yet receiving emails from me and would like to, we've been sending out about weekly an informational email with resources and updates to not only city operations, but also third-party resources and nonprofit resources in the community. So if you don't yet receive emails from me and would like to, feel free to, you can chat me personally, you can put it in the full chat, or if you'd like, you can shoot me an email at delk.coolman@norfolk.gov, and I can add you to my list. But other than that, I really appreciate you guys doing this. I think it's a great step for not only Ballentine, but the rest of the community. And I'd like to see, more and more civic leagues take this resource opportunity. So thank you guys at Ballentine, and everyone else from other civic leagues join in as well.
And reminder to everybody, as Delk brought it up, there's also mynorfolk.org for those who don't have smartphones. They can go to the website and do it too.
Yep, that's a good point. Gary, thank you very much for that. You can definitely use it on a laptop too, or a desktop, a tablet, whatever it is. You can also just go to mynorfolk.org as well. So it has the phone app if that's easier. It also has the web version as well. So very good point.
Yep, and with that, I put Delk's email in the chat. Jenny also put her email in the chat. So if you want to get that relationship going for your area, we had many different civic leagues represented here. Hey, I know that today was, well, for us, it was trash day. Wave to your trash people because they're still working.
Hey!
You know what I mean? Probably a nice gesture just to say, hey, how you doing? They're still working. But at any rate, thank you all for taking the time. Gary, it was very nice to meet you. Matt, I know you joined us late, but welcome. We appreciate you coming. Nikki, Jeannie, Kathy, Noreen, Maurice, Janice, Mary, Barb, and company. Councilwoman Johnson, we so appreciate you for taking your time. And we look forward to maybe seeing you guys next month. We don't know if it'll be face-to-face, but one way or another, we hope to see you.
Thanks for the education, Jackie.
Oh, no, thank these people. All right, you guys make it a great evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see everybody tonight.
Thank you.
Jackie. We're observing and listening just to see how we can help, like Delk and myself and Raven, trying to figure out how we can connect all of our civic leagues. So we're taking tips from you guys too. We don't claim to know everything, so we always try to make sure that we do our best and support each other. So thank you for this.
No worries. Thank you.
Hey, Jackie, I sent you a private with my cell phone number in it.
Okay, I'm gonna text you my number. I'm gonna text you mine. Yeah.
See you guys.
Take care. I'm hanging on just to make sure
Thank
everybody.
you, Jackie. You have a good one.
You too. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate
Yes.
you.
And then just let me know, and we'll get more books. I got about 12,000 books coming in tomorrow. So, Lord, it's gonna be crazy. But if you need anything, just
By chance, you got any books geared towards a 4-year-old?
oh yeah, oh yeah. So if you send, we're putting together a way to connect to families directly, because typically we work with a lot of kids through their programs already. But if you send me an email with some general, just shoot me an email and I can get a pack together for you. I see your post on Nextdoor.
Yeah, I'm pretty active there.
Yeah. So, but once we're working on a kind of like a second website to help funnel all this in, so everyone, and then sending it out to our teachers. So if they have kids they've already identified who probably need additional resources, we can hopefully start sending stuff out next week. So, but if you need anything, definitely just hit me up.
Hey, I will tell you, as I'm delivering, I had a stroller walk by me and was like, "Oh my God, oh my God!" And then I was like, "Look, those toddler books are going like hotcakes. I'm out." And I told them, I didn't know. So,
all right. Well, I can get you. You think like 50 would be good?
What I'll do is I'll make a list so you have.
Okay.
I'd rather get it all together and get it to you so that at your leisure you can work through it and we can.
At my leisure. Thanks.
You know what I mean. But there,
right, well,
I also
Roland says hello.
Hello. So I can send you adults' names, right, too? If I have an adult.
Yeah, we have some adult books. We don't have as many, but we do have, like, if you know senior citizens or anything, we have like a lot of those romance novels that people have donated. So we do have older books. We just don't have as much of a plethora of them.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
See you. Bye, little kid.
Bye-bye.
All right. Gary, did you want me to call you?
Yeah, just give me a call. We'll talk about how we can get this so we can get it all publicly put up for you.
Okay. Is it okay? Can I give you a call tomorrow? I'm going to go eat dinner.
Yeah, no problem. Who else is on here a second? Just a couple. I have YouTube access and stuff if you want me to post it to YouTube and share you the link.
Sure. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome sauce.
Yeah, and if you want it anywhere else, I have my own Facebook page and things, like Dr. Goff says, you see me all over Nextdoor in more than one way.
We appreciate you though. And that's got to stay active. I mean, sometimes you're a source.
As Mamie will tell you, I have a 360 camera. So, if you ever need stuff in 360, holler at me. Of course, Crossroads ourselves, we're trying to do our dog park, but right now we've kind of suspended the recruiting for funds because everybody's going broke.
Oh, wow.
But, we're trying to put a dog park over in Northside Park.
Yeah, I saw that. You guys are, yeah, I've heard of that they
$80,000.
Well, I will tell you, Miss Mary, who's still on the line, she's in our neighborhood. She has been a huge piece. She is like the captain of the dog park. I mean, just sustaining it, getting it going. And she may have, Miss Mary Babcock?
No.
Yeah, well, she's probably a person to talk to. I don't know if she's still on the line, but I can connect you with her. But
yeah, my email, the Crossroads Civic League, me.
Okay. Ms. Mary, you still there?
I am indeed, yes. And I'd be glad to help anybody. And I know for some time they've been trying to get a park there. And that's an ideal location for one. And now that they finally decided exactly which spot, I think we definitely need to work toward that.
Yeah, it took us 2 years.
I'd be glad to help if I can.
On that one. that was a big challenge.
Yeah, I'll text you Ms. Mary's email address.
Yeah, or Jackie, you can also text her my cell phone number. That's fine.
Okay. I'll do that.
Terrific. Thank you.
All right. Nicole was connecting. I was trying to give her a chance to get in here so she can find out that we're done. Hello, Nicole? Nicole, are you there? I just unmuted you. Nicole? Hello? Nicole? Or who's on the line? All right. Well, I'm gonna end this meeting. Thank you so much. Thank you for the added value you gave to the meeting, Gary, as well.
Jackie, when you get off here, do me a favor. Shoot my you got my email. Shoot me an email so I can send you the links. I'll have everything uploaded yet tonight.
Okay, got it. Let me. Oh, did you put your email? Oh no, I'm gonna shoot you my email.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, you make it a great evening. Thank you, Miss Mary.
No, I thank you.
Mary, nice talking to you. I'll talk to you more.
My pleasure. Yes, ma'am. We shall make it happen.
Mary and Gary, I'm writing it down. All right, take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.